Welcome back to our monthly look at what upcoming games are worth paying attention to here.
Man, he's looking skinnier. I think he's losing some weight. Maybe he cut his hair.
Here's some stuff I think you could look forward to this August. First up, we have got Abyssus, a game that wasn't even on my radar. Like, I hadn't even heard of it until putting this month's list together. But man, it actually looks quite good. This is a 4-player co-op FPS roguelite in a world that feels very...
This reminds me whenever I used to play PlayStation 1 Medal of Honor. Yeah, first of all, I'm that old, but yeah, that's what, or like Quake, or like Unreal tournaments.
Bioshock-inspired with an aesthetic that the developer refers to as brine punk. Everything in the game revolves around brine, a resource that's found in the deepest fathoms of the sea. You and your team play as what are called brine punk explorers, setting out to claim a massive deposit located beneath the ruins of an ancient civilization. Now, solo play is an option, but ideally you'll be teaming up, choosing synergistic loadouts, skills, suits, and weapon mods, and then working together to fight through these merciless...
The other day I was watching like this world race for Destiny 2. Man, Destiny 2, it is so popular, man. It's insane how popular it is. I never played it. Guys, any of you guys ever played Destiny 2?
Roguelite gauntlet where no two runs are the same. So the game features 64 handcrafted levels. These are then procedurally sequenced to make every run unique. And as you progress, you'll be unlocking new upgrades and tactical choices. There's a lot of different things to pick from here. There's 8 total weapons with 45 weapon mods that really mix it up. And then you've got skills to upgrade and different suits that will be tailoring to different playstyles. Some of the key features listed over on Steam include visceral, fast-paced FPS action with top-notch weapon feel and combat responsiveness. And I gotta say, from the gameplay footage I've seen, they do appear to live up to this bullet point. Like, it seems like pretty solid looking FPS action. There is roguelite meta progression with advancements, rewards, and unlocks to work towards, extensive pre-run and in-run character customization options, 36 different enemy types with 4 bosses that put your skills to the test. And again, as mentioned, they have up to 4 players in co-op. So yeah, I've watched a few gameplay videos, and I gotta say, this went from being a game that wasn't even on my radar to one that I am absolutely going to be checking out this month. I think this looks really cool. Abyssus launches on August 12th.
There's actually a boss raid.
Is also a demo currently available over on Steam if you want to give it a look for free prior to release. Next up is Sword of the Sea. This is an exploration adventure game developed and published by Giant Squid, the studio behind Outsu and The
Dune the Awakening.
Now, both of their prior games are highly regarded and well rated on Steam, so here is hoping that their next one lives up to the same quality. I think it's also worth noting that this game is being directed by Matt Nava, who worked as the art director on Journey, another indie darling. So in Sword of the Sea, you play as a wraith who explores this abandoned, desolate world, attempting to bring it back to life. You do this by navigating through the world.
Man, like these new games nowadays, I just love how creative they are. Like, the art style and the creativity in a lot of like this world building, it is so fascinating. Like, compared to what we just watched with the Titan Quest 2, that it looked like very okay. This like takes to a completely different level.
On a hover sword, which is like part snowboard, part skateboard, and a hoverboard all rolled into one. Then as you explore, you collect these ocean seeds, which you then deposit at key locations, bringing water back to the desert.
This reminds me of Tony Hawk's, man. It's the new version of Tony Hawk's, guys.
Wasteland. Then, returning the ocean to the world opens up new opportunities for surfing, with the returning marine life opening up new paths of exploration. Now, beyond being a game about exploration and telling some story, it's also kind of a trick game, because as mentioned, this hover sword acts as a snowboard-skateboard hybrid. And as such, there's all sorts of tricks, flips, slides, and grinds that you can do. So you actually move faster in the ocean regions, letting you build up momentum and launch off giant ramps. There's even combat in the game, in a sense, where you'll be taking on these large creatures called leviathans. And there's a collectible resource, Tetra, that you will sell to vendors to unlock new tricks that you can do as you're moving around the world. This looks like yet another nice, endearing exploration game with chill vibes. I love the visual style. Sword of the Sea launches on August 19th for PC and PlayStation. Gears of War is making
it definitely looks just a chill game. I don't think I'm gonna play that one, but it looks absolutely fantastic.
This month with Reloaded, a remaster of the 2006 original, although this is not the first. Actually, it's the second remaster, because of course there's 2 remasters of the game. The Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which was the prior remaster, came out back in 2015, so I guess it's been 10 years. Which just blows my mind. Yes, it's been 10 years since 2015. It is indeed 2025. So Gears of War Reloaded offers an updated version of the original title, of course. Now, this includes the post-launch content, as well as a bonus campaign act, multiplayer maps, characters, and cosmetics. As for some additional enhancements and improvements...
Bro, this looks like a Warhammer.
Those include 4K resolution and 60 frames per second for the game's campaign, while supporting 120 FPS in the competitive multiplayer. There's some PC first features like ultra-wide support, a benchmark mode, a variable refresh rate, mouse and keyboard support. They've got FSR and DLSS super resolution support, as well as controller remapping if you want to move some of your binds around. And this is really nice, they also have cross-play and cross-progression. Love to see it. Now, I am quite nostalgic for the original Gears of War, so I would definitely be interested.
Yeah, like for me, these games, they just look like too much, man. I don't. I'm definitely like not the target audience for these things.
Sees the release of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, an updated and enhanced version of the original 2004 game, Metal Gear Solid 3. We'll be getting to relive the same gripping story and engrossing world with all new graphics and 3D audio, enhancing the...
They are doing a lot of like these remakes of like old success. So... I don't know, man. Like, he also worked, for example, we're not going to play Diablo 2. We're going to play Diablo 2 Resurrected, right? Which is the remastered version of the same game. Maybe it can be a good experience if you're like a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid.
On top of a bunch of new improvements and changes. Now,
But yeah, personally for me, I remember like I got so stuck on the Metal Gear Solid like 2 or 3 on PlayStation 1 that I kind of got like some PTSD. Like definitely I'm not a huge Metal Gear Solid guy.
Now on to our honorable mentions. Mafia: The Old Country is a cinematic action game that lets you experience a gritty mob story set in the brutal underworld of 1900s Sicily. This is a prequel to the first game and the 4th main entry in the franchise. Here you play as Enzo Favara, doing what you must to prove your worth to the family. So
one thing that I find like even as a viewer of streams, whenever like I see a streamer playing a story game, the problem is if you miss like the first hours or the first streams, you kind of miss the story. It's like trying to enter in a movie theater in the middle of the of the movie, and you're like, what the hell is going on, right? So because of that, I'm not like a huge viewer for story games. Maybe like in the future I can change my mind and I can play something like that, but yeah, until now usually I'm an MMO ARPG kind of guy, man.
The game is set in Sicily during 1900s. As I mentioned, it's set in a fictional town of San Celeste. As you can see by the footage here, this is a third-person action game. It's got a narrative-driven campaign with what looks to be mostly linear environments taking you from one story beat to the next. After checking out some recent trailers, we saw the game showcasing a strong emphasis on cutscenes and story.
All right, let's skip to the next one.
Games. Well, ready or not, they are coming. Dungeon Stalkers is a new PvEVP dungeon crawler where you will join forces to take on other players and monsters in search of equipment and treasure, and then trying to escape with all of that alive. They say the game combines...
Oh my... bro! Look at these graphics, man! Are you... like... It's too... bro, obviously she has huge boobs and huge butt, but put that aside and look at the graphics. This game is gonna be so popular, yeah, obviously.
And treasure, and then trying to escape
like, look how bad is this.
Alive. They say the game combines the essence of traditional dungeon RPGs with the thrill of escape survival.
Bro, this is absolutely Kumar bait. I'm sorry, it is Kumar bait 100%.
You play as a stalker. These are the different character classes, basically, with their own unique skills and playstyles. Matches are modified by the Witch's Curse, which comes with a range of different negative effects. So, you jump in, you look for loot, you defeat AI enemies, you deal with other real players, and then you try to escape with your valuables alive, being stronger for the next run.
For an extra critical strike.
It's a dungeon extraction game. If I'm being honest here, though, the gameplay that I've seen for this does not look so good. But
yes! Yes, it doesn't. It sucks. I don't even know why the hell. No, actually, I'm sorry, Force Gaming. I know exactly why did you put this game in this video. I'm sorry. I was gonna say I don't know why you put it, but I will correct myself, and I know exactly why you put it.
13th. Lost Soul Aside is a single-player action RPG that has you embarking on an epic odyssey to save your younger sister and the whole of humanity from a mysterious dimensional invader. I feel like I've heard this story before, right? This game has apparently got a fast dynamic combat system with...
Bro, this feels like... how many of these games they are creating? Do they have like a factory of these games? It feels like I saw this game in the past like 2 years, like 10 times. You know what I'm talking about?
Skills, abilities, and combo chains that are further amplified by your weapon's unique special stats. There are defensive options, of course. You can dodge and parry incoming attacks from the various menacing creatures and towering bosses. And the developer has said that their goal is for combat to be simple to grasp but challenging to perfect. You've got total freedom to fight your own way with...
pretty much what they say is like that. Those words it says is gonna suck. Okay, we're gonna... Let's skip to the next one.
Supposed to be on this month's list, but both of them got delayed. Those are Morbid Metal, a really pleasant surprise that I found, this hack and slash action roguelite that has you shape-shifting, swapping characters in real time to perform combos. This looks genuinely pretty darn good. Now,
so you see, these I already like. This feels like it has like its own vibe, and I'm appreciating more and more and more because like in a age that Unreal, you know, Engine 5, like it is. Pretty much everyone is using it, but the thing is like people are blaming the engine, but the engine is like not really the problem. The problem is like people use the engine and all of them go to the store and they buy exactly the same textures, like the same models, the same combat style. They buy the same thing, so it looks like people, you know, like when back in the day when people used to do like these WordPress or Squarespace websites, and everyone has the website exactly like everyone else because they are using the template. Well, that's what happens when you do that.
It did get pushed back to a release of sometime in the fall of this year, but I just wanted to let you know, this game seems neat. It's coming out in the coming months, and also there's a demo available on Steam, so you can actually try it out for yourself right now. And then the other game was Dying Light the Beast. Again, this was supposed to come out on August 22nd. However, about a week or so ago, they pushed that back to September 19th. They're just trying to take some extra time to improve the game with the usual explanations like, hey, we want to make this as good as it can possibly be. I'm hopeful. I liked the first Dying Light. The second one I thought was okay. I didn't get into it as much as the first, but regardless, there's a new Dying Light coming out. Was supposed to be this month, but just want to let you know, yes, it has been delayed until September 19th. And then also, before we go, 2 beta tests I want to tell you about. First up, Bellatorus is an upcoming action combat MMO that looks a lot like many other upcoming action combat MMOs, but that thought aside, they do have a playtest for this particular game that's running from July the 30th until August the 3rd. So as of watching this video, there's probably only a couple of days left.
So
it's a really short test about it. And then also Blue Protocol Star Resonance. This has a beta from August 15th to the 20th, and you can register any time between now and up till August 14th if you want to check that out. So apparently, like when Blue Protocol came out originally, it wasn't really an MMO. Well, this is like an updated version that's more MMO. It seems like it's also going to have a lot of pay to win. I've heard as much anyways. In fact, I think the test...
Wow, what a surprise. Anime game, gacha game has pay to win.
For this game has stuff that you can buy, like literally they're going to let you spend real money in this 5-day beta test. Love it. Fantastic. Hey there, pardon the interruption, Force from the future here. So since recording and editing this video, another beta test was announced that I certainly think is worth adding to the list. Battlefield 6 had a huge showcase and announcement this week with the release date revealed as October 10th. But
bro, I remember playing Battlefield like 3. I think Battlefield 3, I played it like a lot.
This video is the fact that they'll be running beta tests throughout the month of August.
Damn,
things officially kick off on August 7th, with access initially being granted via Twitch drops for the first 2 days. If you don't care for that, although honestly it's a pretty easy thing. You can literally just boot up a Twitch stream, have it linked, have your accounts linked, and just let it run in the background for however long they're going to make you watch it before they give you a key. But if you don't want to go through even that relatively easy hassle, things are going to be opening up officially to everyone for the open beta, which begins begins a couple of days later on August 9th, and then runs for the
this
rest of that weekend.
Really
then
cool.
the following weekend, there's a second round of open testing from August 14th to the 17th. And yeah, there you go. If you want to check out Battlefield 6 early, you're going to have a couple of opportunities to do so.
The question is, could I even run these and stream at the same time? Probably I could. But I never played, I played Call of Duty like, I don't know, 20 years ago. It's even almost like a shame to say it. Never was like a big fan. What is the other competitor of like Call of Duty? There was another one. And the Escape of Tarkov is also one that I have two friends of mine. They are like super into it, always asking me to go and play Tarkov. It's just like shooters games are really not really for me, but this one looks kind of cool.
Now I gotta say, having watched the reveal trailers along with a couple of gameplay videos, this sure looks a heck of a lot like Battlefield. Literally just watching these videos you did, I was like, hey, this looks cool, right? The question of course remains though, if the game itself and everything comes together, if it's going to click with fans of the franchise. As we all know, 2042.
Also, it gives like what is that game that Jinx City plays all the time? Rainbow Six. Right, like Rainbow Six is also very similar to
notoriously was not well received, at least its initial offerings. I don't know if things changed throughout the course of that game's lifespan, but people didn't really like 2042 when it first came out, so we'll see if Battlefield 6 lands any better for them. But yeah, looking at this footage, it looks crazy, hectic.
Yeah,
looks like
it looks
a good
amazing.
time. Hoping it's fun to play as well. I'll at least be diving in to check it out for these beta tests. All right, let's get back to the original video. As for what I'm going to be playing this month, well, I am 100% going to be checking out Abyss. This was a
this one here seems one of the most fun.
Nice surprise.
Like I think like August list, to be honest, very weak compared to the other months. But this one was cool.
Again, didn't really know about the game, saw a couple gameplay videos and was like, holy crap, this looks like it could be awesome. So 100% going to be jumping into that. I would also like to check out Sword of the Sea as well as the Gears of War Master. Each of these games, probably just a couple of days is what I would expect to spend with them. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, 1000% playing this. Like, I'm having not played the original MGS3, I am very, very excited. It's going to be a vast improvement, hopefully, and I also really want to check out that multiplayer mode. And then I'm definitely going to look at the beta test for Bellatorus and Blue Protocol because they're MMOs. I basically have to. And Path of Exile 2 is apparently supposed to be getting a big update in August. Also, yes, I believe 29th. Last Epoch, so some more hack and slash ARPGs we'll be playing. Now, beyond that, I am also hoping to jump into a Biotic Factor this month. That is the plan anyways. First, though, I'm going to be...
Man, like, this guy plays so many games, and he does reviews so many games. I really admire like people like Force that because like they are a very different type of gamer than I am. And because I feel like whenever you start playing multiple games, it feels like super overwhelming. I'm usually someone that I just like to play one game and I do it very well. But there's something that in the upcoming months I'll be trying to change. So thank you, Force, for doing this game. Go there and like and subscribe if you still didn't.